بسم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك سميع مجيب الدعاء. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشع ونفس لا تشبع ودعاء لا يسمع. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Today, inshallah, we will continue the story of the people of the cave. We um, come through the story of the companions of the cave or the people of the cave, and we said that they are a group of young men who believed in Allah and lived among idol worshippers in their city, and they fled. They stand up and said, "No, we will not share with you uh, these." Um, these things, and they fled to a cave to escape from persecution because that the king of this village or the city was tyrant king, so he used it to persecute people who go against the rule or the norm, you see. So Allah caused them to sleep for 309 years, as we will see today. And when they were awakened, they discovered that time had changed. Okay, they had slept for a long time, and Allah had preserved them because they remained steadfast in their belief. Okay, so what Allah told us about, not their names, not their age, but their category. Okay, they were youth because youth usually gather to do bad things, but these young people give strength to one another and escaped from fitna that dominated their society. So they protected each other in getting assimilated into um, uh, from getting assimilated into um, losing their values. So they are independent, no parent to tell them to do this or not do that. But even the entire society was free to be rebellious against Allah, and they said no. They made dua and said, ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. And they uh, seek Allah's refuge and flee to the cave to protect their religion. Okay, so this is the overall view um, of those people, the people of the cave. So let's continue today, inshallah, their story. So inshallah, we will have from 21 till 26. As usual, we will start by uh, we started already by very brief introduction, and we will go verse by verse, understand the meaning from Tafseer Al-Mukhtasar, the abridged tafsir, and also Al-Sa'di tafsir or Tafseer Al-Sa'di. We will also highlight some Allah's names, either the names mentioned directly or indirectly. We'll also um, give some light on our to-do list, asking ourselves, why did Allah tell me so? Why did Allah tell me the story of the people of the cave? Okay, what does Allah want from me? Okay, so this is the point. We need to know the rationale from um, uh, from understanding this story. We'll also make tadabbur on these few verses we have today, and we'll finally or end up with the skepla, things we need to purify ourselves from, and things we need to adapt or develop in our character. Okay, So let's start inshallah. Just want a sister who already decided for teacher Shema or teacher Nadia to recite the Arabic verses. Okay, the verses in Arabic. Who would like to read? I think you already covered, Sister Shema already covered these verses in her class. Anyone?
I can try it inshallah.
Go ahead, please. Mm-hmm.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وكذلك أعثرنا عليهم ليعلموا أن وعد الله حق وأن الساعة لا ريب فيها إذ يتنازعون بينهم أمرهم فقالوا ابنوا عليهم بنيانا ربهم أعلم بهم قال الذين غلبوا على أمرهم لنتخذن عليهم مسجدا. Sorry,
Continue. Yeah, continue, please. Mm-hmm.
سيقولون ثلاثة رابعهم كلبهم ويقولون خمسة سادسهم كلبهم رجما بالغيب.
Just make up for Jim. رجما بالغيب.
رجما بالغيب. ويقولون سبعة وثامنهم كلبهم قل ربي أعلم بعدتهم ما يعلمهم إلا قليل فلا تمار فيهم إلا مراء ظاهرا ولا تستفت فيهم منهم أحدا ولا تقولن لشيء إني فاعل ذلك غدا إلا أن يشاء الله واذكر ربك إذا نسيت وقل عسى أن يهديني ربي لأقرب من هذا رشدا.
Okay, I just wanted to comment on the point of stopping. If you wanna stop, you can say وَقُلْ عَسَى أَن يَهْدِيَنِي رَبِّي and stop here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so not لأقرب is not a good point of stopping. Okay, let's say continue one more verse, please.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
ولبثوا في كهفهم 300 سنين وازدادوا تسعا.
وازدادوا. This is ألف وصل.
Yes, I'll do it again. ولبثوا في كهفهم 300 سنين وازدادوا تسعا. قل الله أعلم بما لبثوا له غيب السماوات والأرض أبصر به وأسمع ما لهم من دونه من ولي ولا يشرك في حكمه أحدا.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khayran kathiran. May Allah reward you with goodness. Very wonderful recitation, mashallah. Okay,
آمين.
I just need someone to read. Yeah, I just need another sister to read the tafsir, the abridged tafsir, Tafseer Al-Mukhtasar for
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته أستاذة.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته, Sister Dufaida. Yeah, please go ahead.
Just as I did those wondrous acts of putting them to sleep and awaking them after many years, indicating my power, I caused them to be discovered by the people of their city, so that those people would know that the promise of Allah to help the believers and resurrections is true, and that the rising is coming without doubt. After the matter of the people of the cave was exposed and they had passed away, those who discovered them differed. What should they do with regard to them? One group said, build over the entrance of the cave a building that will serve as a barrier and will preserve them. Their Lord knows best about their condition, and their condition requires that they have some special status in his sight. The influential people who did not have knowledge or a proper call said, I will set up over them a place of worship in their honor and as a memorial of their
Yeah,
location. Okay.
great, mashallah. Uh, okay, I just wanted to comment some points here. The point is that, briefly, um, after the people of the city discovered their condition and know that um, they were brought into sleep for a long time and they resurrected again. Uh, they have some discussions. We will know about the discussions uh, soon, but while doing so, the people of the cave died. Okay, so they just did their job. Allah put them this way in order to make the people of the city who had a problem with the idea of resurrection. So Allah made the people of the cave as a real example for uh, the resurrection because they have a problem in believing so. They have become a believer, alhamdulillah, after that long time, but they had a problem with the believing in resurrection. They couldn't imagine it, you see. So Allah made the people of the cave as a true example for the concept of resurrection. And after the discovering their status, as I told you, and those people died, so they wanted to commemorate those people. So some of them said, okay, we will just build a building over on the entrance in order to preserve them because they died inside the cave. Okay, so they will make the cave like their grave. Okay, other people who were in power said, no, we will build a mosque or masjid upon this cave in order to take it as a place of worship, which is not allowed, by the way. Okay, those people were not Muslim. Okay, so they maybe after the Jesus time, but they were not Muslim. So this concept is forbidden in Islam. To have a grave as mosque, this is not allowed. Okay, so that's why Allah said about them, وقال الذين غلبوا على أمرهم لنتخذن عليهم مسجدا. So they didn't have knowledge or a proper call. Okay, they didn't know what is true, but they were influential people and say, okay, we will set up over them a place of worship, uh, as a kind of honoring them. okay, or to take the location as uh, a memory for those people. So let's continue, please.
Me, Ustada?
Yeah,
Some of those who delve into their incident. Oh, okay. Some of those who delve into their incident will say about their number, there were three and their dog was the fourth amongst them. Others will say they will five and their dog was the sixth amongst them. Both groups only said this as a guess without any proof. Some of them will say there were seven and their dog was the eighth amongst them. Say, O Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your Lord knows best about their number. No one knows their number except for a few people whom Allah has informed about their number. So do not dispute with regard to their number or any other matters of theirs with the people of the scripture or with other except with an obvious argument and without developing into the matter. uh, Delving. I don't know this word meaning. Delving
yeah,
into their
delving means to,
like
yeah,
the
means to
deep.
indulge.
Oh, indulge. Okay, limiting into the revelation that has come down to you with respect to them. Do not ask any of them about the details of their matter because they do not know about it.
Yeah, great, mashallah. So concerning the arguments about the number, as I told you, people of the city, after figuring out their the story of the people of the cave, they instead of focusing on the true message Allah wants to deliver from the those people, they were focused on something else, the number of the people, whether they were four and the dog is five, or what they said, sorry. Yeah, they were three and the dog was fourth, or they were four and the dog is five, something like this. So we need to learn a lesson here. We are not supposed to question everything if the answer would not result in a practical benefit. So what will you benefit from knowing the number? Nothing. So don't occupy your mind with something that will not be beneficial for you. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The number, it doesn't matter. So just to say Allah knows best. Okay, even Allah didn't tell us the number. Okay, because you are not supposed to question everything. Just a question about practical um lessons that you may learn. Okay, so Allah didn't tell us the name, didn't tell us the number. The only thing He told me or told us was that they were young people, because the temptations and the trials for young men are more than the elderly in certain points. So, what can we take away from this? Don't indulge into the details uh, that will not benefit you. Okay, let's continue. Mm-hmm.
Do
Sister
not
Tofayda, would you?
say, O Prophet, about anything that you want to do tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow because you do not know whether you will do it or you will be prevented from doing so. This is a directive for every Muslim.
Yeah, great, mashallah. Before going to this, I skipped the point here, which is not ask the people of the book, Ahl al-Kitab, about the minutest details that you have no clue in your book, because they don't know. Their book was distorted, okay? So they will not give you an accurate knowledge. So even you don't need this knowledge, okay? This information is useless for you. So, some people when they have a story here, they went to the gospel or the Bible to check the story of Musa or Abraham or something like this. This is not good, because their books are distorted, are corrupted. Okay, so our book only, alhamdulillah, Allah preserve it. Okay, so we are not supposed to check their books for more details or something like this. We need only to stick to our book. Okay, so as for following verse, ولا تقولن لشيء إني فاعل ذلك غدا means don't say I'm going to do this tomorrow. You need to add inshallah. Okay, so because it's not in my hand, I'll just make the intention and do everything I can, but the final control is in Allah's hands. So whatever I do is not gonna happen unless Allah wills. But unfortunately, we changed the meaning of the word inshallah. It has become of no value. May Allah forgive us. You know, some people say, will you come tomorrow? And I don't intend it to come. So I say, yeah, inshallah. Okay, so don't do this because we changed the word that Allah uh, asked us to say when we truly intend to do something. So don't put in the mind of your children that when you say inshallah, it means I will not do this. Okay, so we need to be careful about this. So let's continue. Sister Dufaida, would you please
Un-
continue?
yes, so unless you suspend doing so on Allah's will by saying, I will do it if Allah wills tomorrow. Remember your Lord by saying, if Allah wills. If you forget to say it and say, I have hope that my Lord will guide me to something closer than this is guidance and success.
Success. Yeah, great, mashallah. So واذكر ربك إذا نسيت. So say inshallah. If you forget, what about if I forget to do something? Maybe you asked me about a piece of information today and I say you and I told you, okay, I will tell you tomorrow. Okay? So tomorrow, inshallah, I need to remember to say inshallah. What if I forget? I forget to tell you tomorrow and you remind me, you told me you will tell me tomorrow. So yeah, I tell you, say inshallah, Allah will not make me forget again. So I need even to remember Allah every now and then, and even I forget, I ask Allah to remind me. Okay, so I tell you, Allah, inshallah, say inshallah, Allah will not make me forget again. So what is after finishing the story of the people of the cave? Let's continue.
The people of the
Mhm.
cave remained in their cave for 309 years.
Yeah, remained. So they
Oh,
stayed,
remained, yes.
yeah, they stayed in the cave for 309 300 سنين وازدادوا 9. So did they spend the 300 or 309? This is a
309
question.
years.
It depends actually whether it's lunar or Gregorian. Have you
Oh,
idea about this?
yeah, linears is like so the if it's
There's a
like
300,
February, yeah.
309
Okay.
lunar years, I think.
Say it again, please.
309 lunar years.
What about Gregorian years?
Uh, Probably it is 300 maybe something, but 390 lunar years is what I remember hearing about.
Yeah, actually, there is a 3 years difference between the lunar and the Gregorian years. So if I said just a minute, please. Yeah, so if I said it's lunar, so it's as you said, how many verses? So how many years? 309, right? So if it's a Gregorian, so it's a 300. So there's 3 different years for each 100. You got the point? So that is so as I told you, 309, this is lunar, 300, this is Gregorian. Okay, so every 100 year of Gregorian calendar, there are 3 years difference. I'm just telling you the difference between Gregorian or why there is a difference between Gregorian and lunar. Okay, because every 100 year of the Gregorian calendar, there are 3 years of difference. So here we have 300, so we have how many years of difference? 300, 300, 300. I mean, sorry, 3 years, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. 3 years and 3 years, so it's 9. You know how can we calculate it? Anyways, this is also not, I mean, beneficial point. This is just for your own knowledge. So they remained 309 lunar, I mean years in the lunar calendar or according to the lunar calendar, and the 300 according to the Gregorian calendar. So would you please continue?
Say, O Messenger, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah knows best about how long they remained in the cave, and He has told us about the period they remained there. No statement can be considered after Allah's. May He be glorified. To Him alone, may He be glorified, belongs everything hidden in the heavens and on earth. He created and knows all of it. How well He sees. May He be glorified. He sees everything. How well He hears. He hears everything. They have no one. They have no one to take charge of their matter besides Him. He does not share His rules with anyone. He alone passes judgment. After
Yeah,
Allah, may He be glorified, explained that the rule is His alone. He instructed His messenger to recite and follow the rules of His Lord by saying,
So here Allah is telling us, or telling the messenger, say Allah knows best. Don't indulge or engage in arguments that are of no benefits. Okay? So just to say Allah knows best how long they remained in the cave, uh, how um their numbers are, okay, or what their numbers are. So don't indulge into details that Allah didn't tell you about. Um, just to say Allah knows best. So we need to take this also as a rule for us, because Allah knows everything, and He sees everything, and He hears everything, and He take charge of everything. So no one knows more than Allah, of course, and He alone um, uh, over rule this world. Okay, He alone passes judgment. Okay, so Allah explained that the rule is His alone. Okay, no one can give rule other than Allah, and He instructed His messenger to recite and follow the rule of Allah. So, next time, inshallah, we will know the lesson from this story. We, Alhamdulillah, covered the story of the people of the cave. Allah ended up this story with a lesson for us in order to overcome the fitna uh, of the deen, because we said that um, the story of the people of the cave is a good example for the fitna of deen and how they dealt with this fitna. So their story ended up with a lesson for you in to guide you how to deal with this fitna related to deen. And this is the most important lesson, because every now and then you will be exposed to fitna of deen, and you will be tested whether to obey or disobey. So we need to know how to deal with this fitna. So next time is so important because we will have the ending lesson of the story of the people of the cave, and then from the time after we will come into another totally different story. Okay. So I just need another. Thank you, Sister Dufaida. I just need another sister to read Tafsir Al-Sa'di. Who would like to read? Okay, Sister Aram, go ahead, please.
Here Allah tells here Allah tells us that He caused the people to find out about the people of the cave. That and the Allah knows the best came about after they had woken up and sent one of their number to buy, I think it's a member, one of their member to buy food for
Yeah.
them. And they instructed him to be cautious and keep a low profile. But Allah willed something that was in the people's best interest and would increase the reward of the people of the cave, which was the people would see in them a visible sign of Allah to show that the promise of Allah is true beyond any shadow of the doubt, and it is not something far fetched or unlikely. After the people had been disputing about the matter, some of them believing in the promise of recursion and requital, whilst others denied it. Thus, Allah caused their story to increase the believers in the sight and certainty, and to establish proof against those who denied it, and the people of the cave attained reward for that. Allah caused the story to become well known, and and he raised them in the status until they had held in the high esteem by those who disbelieved them, who said, build a structure over them. Allah knows best about them and what their ultimate fate will be.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. So here again briefly, Allah made the people of the cave a visible sign of Allah's ability to resurrect people. Okay, so because this uh, to show that Allah's promise is true, Allah's promise regarding resurrection is true, and beyond any shadow of doubt, it's not something far-fetched or unlikely to happen. No, it happens and it already happened. So after the people have been disputing about the matter, okay, some of them believing in the promise of resurrection while others denied it. After figuring out the story of the people of the cave, they cannot deny this. Okay, so Allah caused their story to increase believers in insight and certainty. So the people of the cave can be increased in their certainty in resurrection, and to establish proof against those who denied resurrection. Okay, of course, the people of the cave attained their reward for saving their religion, okay, and Allah caused their story to become memorable, to become well known, and raised them in their status and held in high esteem. So this is also a lesson for us. If you are sincere with Allah, Allah will make you a guidance for people without even considering this. Okay, so don't be so occupied with the people around you and what they are doing and so on. Just focus on yourself and be a good example. Be sincere with Allah, and Allah will make you attractive. Attractive in terms of being a good example that people around you will come automatically to you and ask you how they can be like you and how can they have this peace of mind and have this tranquility that you are living in. Okay, so Don't indulge into details you have no knowledge about, just to say Allah knows best. Okay, so this is the lesson here. Let's continue, Sister Adram, please. Would you please continue?
Yes, mic was off. Those who prevailed in the matter, who were the people in authority, said, "We will surely build a place for worship over them, build a place of worship over them, where they will worship Allah and remember their story and what happened to them. This is something that is not allowed, as the Prophet forbade it, and they criticize those who do it. The fact that it is mentioned here does not mean that it is not blameworthy. Rather, the context here has to do with veneration of the people of the cave and the praise for them, and tells us that the respect of those who found out about them reached such a level that they decided to build a place of worship over them. After the people of the cave had been so afraid of their own people and had taken precautions to avoid being discovered, then matters turned out as you see. This story tells us that whoever flees from precautions for the sake of his religion, Allah will protect him from that. Whoever strives to maintain his well being, Allah will grant him that. Whoever seeks refuge with Allah, Allah will grant him refuge and cause him to be a means of guidance for others. Whoever puts up with the humiliation of his sake, seeking his pleasure, the ultimate consequences will be high status of him that will be achieved in the manner that he does not expect.
Yeah, great, mashallah. So, as I told you, the first point we have here, the idea of building a place of worship over them. This is something that is not allowed, and the Prophet forbade it. Um, and the fact that it's mentioned here doesn't mean that it's not blameworthy. No, it's blameworthy. Okay, this is not allowed. So the context actually here has to do with veneration of those people. They just wanted to like praising these people or honoring those people by building a place of worship over them. Okay, but mm, uh, so they have a good intention behind it, but this is not allowed in our deen. Okay, so the second point we have here is the idea of the story. This story tells us what? Okay, tells us that whoever flees from persecution for the sake of Allah, if you do something for the sake of Allah, Allah will protect you, Allah will not let you down,
The
and
teachers here,
whoever
remember that
strives is
guiding another person to the right path is like you do the same thing, right? So you are in a great service that
yeah, please make sure that you are not um turning any something on either from my previous video or something while you are in the lecture. Okay, let's continue inshallah. Uh so whoever flees, so the lesson we can learn from this story is that whoever flees from persecution for the sake of religion, to protect his religion, Allah will protect you. And whoever strives to maintain his well-being, Allah will grant him. So it depends what is your intention. Okay, so Allah will grant also people refuge and cause them to be a means of guidance for others. Um, if they if they seek Allah's refuge. Okay, so you just need to seek Allah's refuge, to ask for Allah's protection, to do something for the sake of your religion. And whoever puts up with humiliation for His sake, if you humiliate yourself for the sake of Allah, seeking His pleasure, what are the ultimate consequences? Allah will grant you high status. The more you are humiliating yourself to Allah, Allah will raise you in rank, either in this dunya and in the hereafter. So, um, just to seek Allah's pleasure and seek His refuge, and you will not regret. Let's continue, Sister Iram.
And that which is the Allah is the best for the righteous. Ali Imran 3:198. Here Allah tells us of the difference of the opinion among the people of the book regarding the number of the people of the cave. The difference stemmed from guesswork about a matter of the unseen, and their speaking about something of which they had no knowledge. There were three views among them. Some of them said that there were three of them, with their dog being the fourth. Others said that there were five of them, with their dog being the sixth one. After mentioning these two views, Allah tells us that they were guessing at the unseen, which indicates that they were incorrect. This is a kind of dispute which is of no benefit, because knowing how many of them how many of these were does not serve any interest for the people, whether spiritual or worldly. Hence Allah says, my Lord knows best their number. None but a few have any real knowledge of them, and they are the ones who got it right and knew that they got it right. So do not enter into the discussion, that is, do not argue or debate.
Yeah, so the final ending is the lesson for us. Don't enter into discussion, because the people of the book have no real knowledge. Their knowledge is corrupted. They are just guessing, and they have no knowledge about the unseen. Okay, so they are speaking about something they are speaking about something which they had no knowledge. Okay, they are just guessing, and they were incorrect. So don't indulge in these kinds of disputes which are of no benefits. Okay, don't argue or debate. Continue, please.
With them about them, except in a brief and polite manner, and that is based on knowledge and certainty, which should also serve a purpose. As for arguing, that is based on ignorance and guesswork at the unseen, in which there is no benefit, either because the person arguing is stubborn or the issue is unimportant. And that is no religious benefit in knowing about it, such as the number of the people of the cave and so on. Then arguing a great deal about it or discussing it on an ongoing basis is a waste of time, and could damage relationship among people for no good reason, or ask any of them, namely the people of the book, concerning them, namely the people of the cave. That is because what they say about them is based on guessing at the unseen and speculate that does not serve any real purpose or lead to any certainty. This indicates it is not allowed to seek fatwas from one who is not fit to issue fatwa, either because he does not have sufficient knowledge concerning the issue asked about, or because he is careless in his talk and may give any answer, as he has no fear of Allah to deter him from doing it. As it is forbidden to ask questions of such a person, it is more appropriate that the people himself should be forbidden to answer questions because he is ignorant.
Jazakallah khair. So again, as we said before, don't indulge into arguments that you that those people have no knowledge about. Okay, so after arguing that is based in ignorance. Okay, so arguments that are based on ignorance and guesswork about the unseen is not allowed and has no benefit. So don't indulge into these kinds of arguments because the person is arguing is stubborn. Okay, and the issue is unimportant, like what is the number of the people of the cave. If the issue is unimportant and carries no benefit, practical benefit, so don't indulge in this kind of argument because it carries no religious benefit in knowing about it. Okay, so as I told you before, someone come to the Prophet ﷺ and told him when is the hour, متى الساعة. Okay, so the Prophet ﷺ didn't answer him because he has no clue, okay, about the unseen world, but he replied, what have you prepared for it? So think practically. Think about what is your job right now. Your job, you are in a test. We know that this world is a test, and you need to do or exert all efforts in order to pass this test. So don't think about the when, just think about what you need to do at the moment. Okay, so don't indulge into discussing the issues that you have no clue or um, no knowledge about it, because it's a waste of time. Okay, and even these kinds of arguments can damage the relationship among people for no good reason. Okay, so don't discuss with people about two things, religion and politics. Okay, because these kinds of arguments carry no benefit and damage the relationships among the people. So this indicates that it's not allowed to seek fatwas also from people who have no good knowledge. Um, Even those who have knowledge, they are not have enough knowledge to issue a fatwa. You know, fatwa is something great. It needs a sheikh, okay, not just a teacher. So seek knowledge, fatwa from a sheikh who he who is fully aware of or fully specialized in this kind. Okay. Um, and also, if someone asks you about a fatwa or something, you are not allowed to give them a fatwa unless you have opinion knowledge. Otherwise, said, Allah knows best, I don't know. Okay, or I will search and ask for you on your behalf about this. Okay, so you are not supposed also to give fatwa if you are asked, and if you are the asking person, so don't ask someone who is not um, educationally fit for this for giving fatwa. Okay. Let's continue. I don't want to overburden you, so uh if you cannot to continue, just tell me. I cannot, and I will seek
No, I can
the
start. I can start.
inshallah.
This verse also
Go ahead.
indicates this verse also indicates that it may be forbidden to ask a person about something and not others. So he may be asked about that of which he asked knowledge, but not other matters. Because Allah did not forbid us to ask questions in all cases. Rather, He only forbade us to ask them about the story of the people of the cave and the similar matters. This is prohibition is like others, although it was addressed to the messenger for a specific reason. It is applicable to all accountable individuals. Allah forbade the individuals to say, concerning matter in the future, I will surely do that, without also mentioning the will of Allah. This is so as to avoid falling into error, which is speaking of the unseen future without being certain as to whether he will do it or not, or whether it will happen or not. That is because failing to say if Allah wills, it is attributing the action to the will of the individual independently of Allah, and that is not allowed because the will is all Allah's. But you cannot will it unless Allah, the Lord of the worlds, so wills it. As the Queen 81:29. Moreover, mentioning the will of Allah makes things easier, brings barakah, blessing, and is the means of the seeking the help of one's Lord. But because um, people are only human, they will inevitably sometimes forget this and not mention the will of Allah by saying if Allah wills. Therefore, Allah instructs the individual so it after that when he remembers so as to do what is required and ward off what one seeks to be avoided.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. So again, Allah is telling you don't ask the people of the book about the story of the people of the cave and similar matters because they have no knowledge about it, no correct knowledge. Okay, they may have knowledge, but their knowledge is just a guesswork. Okay, it's not correct. This is number one. Number two, speaking of the unseen future without being certain as to whether will it do or not. Okay, this is an error. So avoid this error. Number three, ولا تقولن لشيء إني فاعل ذلك غدا. So don't say I will do this tomorrow. I'll surely do this. Okay, don't say this unless you add if Allah wills. Okay, إلا أن يشاء Allah. So you need to be careful about this because mentioning the will of Allah makes things easier, brings barakah, brings blessing, and also it's a means of seeking the help of Allah. Okay, so um, uh, sometimes people forget, okay, to say so, and they just say, I will do this tomorrow. So even if you forget, Allah instructs us to say after that. Whenever you forget, just say it when you remember, so as to do what is required and ward off what one seeks to avoid. Okay, so let's continue.
From the general meanings of the words, and remember your Lord if you forget. We understand we understand that it is
I'm
enjoyed
sorry.
from here from the general meaning of the words and the remember your Lord if you forget. We understand that it is enjoyed to remember Allah when one forgets, because that will alleviate forgetfulness and cause the individual to remember what he forget. Similarly, similarly, the one who forgets to remember Allah's is instructed to remember his Lord and not to be among the negligent, because the individual needs Allah to help him and guide him to what is right and protect him from falling into error in the word and the deed. Allah instruct him to say, I hope that my Lord will guide me to something closer to the right guidance than this matter concerning which for God to say, if Allah wills. Thus, he instructs him to call upon Allah and put his hope in him and trust him to guide him to that which is closer to the right guidance. No wonder that if the person is like this, then he does his utmost and tries hard to see guidance and the right path. He deserved to be helped and guided, and to receive divine aid that will help him to do the right things in all his affairs, having forbidden the Prophet to ask the people of the book and about the issue of the people of the cave, because they have no knowledge of that. But Allah is the knower of the unseen and the seen, the knower of all the things. He now tells him how long they there, stayed there, and state that the knowledge of that is with him alone. This is for the matter of the unseen of the heavens and the earth, and only he knows knowledge of the unseen thereof.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. So here, the general meaning um of the words واذكر ربك إذا نسيت. As I told you, it means remember Allah when you forget. Even if you forget after saying Inshallah, I will do this tomorrow, and you forget, what should you say? Inshallah, Allah will remind me next time. Just to seek Allah's help, okay? Don't be among negligence. You need to remind yourself by mentioning the name of Allah, okay? So, um, Allah is instructing us to remember our Lord, okay, and not to be among negligence. Individuals needs Allah to help him, okay. So me as an individual and people all needs Allah's help to remind them, to guide them to what is right, to protect them from falling into error, okay, whether in word or deed. So we need Allah's help every now and then, and we need also to mention Allah's name just to bring barakah and blessings in all what we intended to do. So I hope that my Lord will guide me to something closer to Him and say, وَقُلْ عَسَىٰ أَن يَهْدِيَنِي رَبِّي لَأَقْرَبَ مِنْ هَذَا رَشَدًا. Okay, so He instructs us to call upon Allah and put your hope in Him. Put your hopes in Him and trust Him to guide you. No one can guide you but Allah. Just put your hope in Allah and seek His help. Call upon His name Al-Hadi, as we learned before, and Allah, inshallah, will guide you to the right path and to the right guidance. Okay? Tries hard to seek guidance and the right path. Just to seek and ask for Allah's help, and inshallah, Allah will guide you and help you to receive the divine aid and to do the right things in all your affairs. Okay, you just need to take a step in the right path and to make dua. This is tawakkul. This is tawakkul. Okay, just don't stand handicapped and say, "Oh, Allah help me." No, you need to take a step. Think about the people of the cave. They took steps. They fled into the cave. They stayed together, seeking a good company. So they take steps. Okay, they don't just stand in their place and say, "Oh, Allah helped us." No, you need to take a steps and to move. Okay. The second point we have here, Sister Bilqis, please make sure that you are muted. The second point we have here is that don't ask the people of the book about any issue related to the unseen because they have no knowledge about that. Allah is the only one who has knowledge of the unseen. Okay, let's continue.
Uh,
Would
what
you please continue?
what he has told us about it on the lips of his messenger is the certain truth, concerning which there is no doubt, and whether he did not inform his messengers of, no one in the creation can know it. How well how well he sees, and how well he hears. This is an expression of admiration of the perfection of his hearing and seeing, which encompasses all that can be heard and seen, This comes after the statement that his knowledge encompasses all that can be known. Then Allah tells us that He alone is the protector in general sense and in the specific sense. For He is the only one who takes care of and is in control of all the creation, and who protects His believing slaves, bringing them forth from the depth of the darkness to the light, guiding them to guiding them to which is easy and protecting them from which is difficult and hard. Hence he says, beside him they have no protector. That is, it is he who protected and took care of the people of the cave. His kindness and generosity, and he did not leave them to the care of any of his creation. And he allows none to share his decree. This indicates his universal decree and his religious decree. He is the one who is in control of his creation in terms of his will and decree, creation and control, and he is the one who rules over them in terms of. So the next page in terms of
commands and
no,
prohibitions.
I can't see that line. It's below
Commands
screen.
and yeah,
No, Sada,
commands,
okay, can you complete the one who rules over them in terms of?
commands and prohibitions, reward and punishment. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sada, actually, last line I couldn't see on my screen. So
Yeah,
this is
I already did it for you.
yeah.
Have you?
So can you change the okay if you want to stop here? Yes, right. Okay, thank you, Shukla.
Okay. So I just wanted to comment on some points here. The first line is talking about that the only truth is in the Quran. Okay, this is the only thing you can take it for granted. But other things from the book, the people of the book are just a guesswork. So don't believe in it. Okay, they are just guessing. This is number one. Number two, when Allah says, um, um, he well, how well he sees and how well he hears. Okay, so this is like praising Allah for for he's the all-seeing. Okay, he has um a very comprehensive knowledge about what is going around the world. Okay, in different ages. So um he's nothing can be beyond his knowledge, you know. So he alone also is a protector in the general sense, and he gives a specific kind of protection to his true believers. Okay, so he takes care of them, and he gave them a special kind of treatment. You know what is the difference between Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim? Ar-Rahman is the comprehensive kind of mercy, okay, that he gives to all creation. But Ar-Rahim, he gives a special kind of mercy to his true believers, okay? So if you are among his believing slaves, okay, he will give you a special kind of protection, special kind of mercy, special kind of treatment, okay? This is number one. Number two, all in this world is under his control, okay? So if you need anything, whatever it is, just ask him because everything is under his control. And he is also Al-Hadi. He brings people from the depths of darkness into the light. So if you are indulging into making some sense and you cannot get out or stopping these senses or mistakes, just ask for Allah's Al-Hadi to guide you and help you with that. Because this is so easy for Allah, and your protection in terms of physically and spiritually is under His control. Okay. Also, Allah is telling us about His universal decree and religious decree. So, what is the difference? Universal decree, like decree related to um, rising the sun in the morning, and um, showing the moon in the evening, and so on. So these are universal things. Allah decreed these things to happen in the universe. But Allah also decreed religious decrees. Okay, so what about the religious decrees? Like Allah um, ordered us to perform 5 obligatory prayers, to fast Ramadan. So these are the religious decrees. Okay, so He is the one who is in control of His creation in terms of His will and decree. Okay, creation and control, and He is the one who rules over them. Okay, so His ruling applied to us as human beings and to the moon, the star, the sun. Think about how great the sun is, and it's under the control of Allah, and Allah's decrees rules over this great sun. So you need to, and you are the only one as a human being who dares to go against Allah's commands and overlook His prohibitions. Okay, so that's why you are the only one who will be rewarded and punished. Or punished, it depends. Okay, so we as human beings need to pay special attention to Allah's commands and to ward off um, His prohibitions. Okay, we need to heed His prohibitions in order not to be punished. Okay, let's continue. So, Alhamdulillah, we have just finished the Tafseer Sa'di for these 5 verses we have today. I need another sister to read um, about the names of Allah. We need to understand um, whom we are worshipping. Okay, we need to know more about Allah. We need to know more about our Lord in order to um, cultivate in our soul fears sometimes, hope sometimes. Okay, so we need to know more about Allah. Who can read? Hands up, please. Sister Bilqis, Sister Safina, would you please read? Who is ready?
نعم نعم أستاذة I will. What have I known about Allah Almighty? Rob mainly has 4 meanings: the creator, the owner, the sustainer of his creatures' affairs, the commander. He is the one who created us and granted us provision, who controls us and cares for us. He is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the only one who could create these mighty creations. Allah means the worship, beloved, and the exalted. Allah the Almighty is Al-Alim, the all-knowing one, the one whose knowledge is comprehensive and extends to all that is seen and unseen, apparent and hidden, present and future, near and far. His knowledge precedes, and he is intuitively aware of all things even before they happen. He is the knower of all details, and nothing goes unnoticed or unrecorded. Indeed, He is the omniscient one. Allah the Almighty is Al-Muhit. The all-encompassing is a name that denotes the exaltedness of Allah above His creation, and that He encompasses everything in terms of knowledge, power, and subjugation. Allah the Almighty is Al-Hadi, the one who gives guidance to His believers. His guidance is beneficial and protects them from whatever may be harmful. He is the one who sent prophets, may peace be upon them, as the deliverers of his message to ensure mankind is guided on the right path.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. I just wanted to
Okay,
comment.
Jazakallah.
I mean, so Allah mainly has four meanings, okay? So we are talking about four dimensions here. The idea of creation, because He is the only creator, He is the only owner who can own this world. You know, even the king of the of a country or a city uh, cannot own everything in this city or in this country. He cannot own your building, for example, or your house. But Allah owns everything in this world, and He can take it away in a less than a second. So He is the creator, He is the owner, He is the sustainer of His creatures' affairs. He takes care of His creatures' affairs. He is the commander who give commands to His creations. So He the only one who created you and granted you provision and take control over you and cares for you. So if you need something, to whom should you refer? Of course, to Allah. Okay, because all your affairs is under His control. So no one can benefit you or do something for you unless Allah wills. So the only one who could create these mighty creations is Allah, created everything in this world, and he also can protect you from everything in this world. I'm sorry, let's continue. So also Allah is means three things, mainly three things. The worship, the only one deserved to be worshipped. He is the beloved one. All people in this universe beloved Allah. I mean true believers love Allah, of course, and they are dazzled by the magnificence of Allah and the greatness of Allah because He is the exalted. Okay. So Allah is also Al-Alim. His knowledge is unlimited. Okay, He knows everything. He knows the seen and the unseen, the apparent and the hidden, the present and the future. So your full story is with Allah. So when you make istikhara, okay, when you perform salat istikhara, no one can give you accurate advice unless Allah because He is Al-Alim. He knows everything about you, your present, your future, what is apparent, what is hidden, okay? He knows everything, so He will guide you to the right path if you seek His advice, inshallah. So, He's aware of everything before it happens. That is why we ask for His consultation by performing istikhara, whether to accept this job or not, whether to make my children enter this school or not, because He knows everything ahead. Okay, He is the knower of all details. Nothing goes unnoticed or unrecorded. No, He knows everything, whether the in this seen world or even in the unseen world. And also He is Al-Muhit. Okay, Al-Muhit means that He's uh actually it denotes the exaltedness of Allah. He is the exalted Lord. Okay, He is the magnificent Lord. He is above his creation and he encompasses everything. Okay, in power, knowledge, not just in knowledge. Okay, even in power, he is so powerful, and everything is under his control and under his subjugation. Okay, he even subjugate means make things in your service. As a human being, makes everything in this world in your service to serve you. Okay, also Allah is Al-Hadi, who can give you guidance if you seek his guidance. And of course his guidance is beneficial and protects you from any harm. um, so he is the one who sent for you prophets, sent for you book, which is the Quran, in order to guide you. So you need to stick to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and to the Quran in order to be guided. Because Allah Al-Hadi is the one who sent you these two sources of guidance. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ told us, تركت فيكم ما إن تمسكتم به لن تضلوا بعدي أبدا كتاب الله وسنتي. I left for you two things. If you stick to these two things, you will not be misguided. What are these two things? Kitabullah, the book of Allah, and my sunnah. Okay? So you have two sources of guidance. Allah Al-Hadi give you these two sources of guidance to guide you. So you need to stick to these two sources of guidance and ask for Allah's guidance, because He is Al-Hadi, He is the one who can give you guidance and to ensure mankind is guided on the right path. Would you please continue, Sister Sophia? Sofina?
نعم أستاذة. What have I known about Allah Almighty? Allah Al-Muhim, Al-Muhaymin. Allah
Al-Muhaymin.
is
Al-Muhaymin.
Al-Muhaymin, the one who
Yes.
ensures well-being and protection over his creation. He is also the ever watchful, nothing that can be hidden from him. He is the knower of all the secrets we conceal, the one who has complete guardianship, equality of being in control, supremely, that lasts for eternity. It is not limited by any means. Allah, the Almighty, is Al-Wali, the sole planner and governor of all things. He is fully supportive, helpful, and a master of all. He manages and disposes of things at his will based on his judgment. Allah is Al-Sami', Allah is As-Sami', the perpetual hearer. He pays attention to every supplication, listening to all who reach out to him, whether we speak loudly or in secrecy, English or in French. Allah hears it all. Allah, the Almighty, is Al-Basir. He sees everything, even if it is insignificant, like a black ant on a black stone when it's pitch black at night. There is nothing hidden from his sight. He has knowledge of all things, both in heaven and on earth. He does not miss any detail. His sight encompasses all, not just the superficial. He sees what's truly within.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. So Allah is Al-Muhaymin. Ameen. So Allah is Al-Muhaymin, the one who ensures well-being and protection. So he, as I told you, Al-Muhaymin means that everything is under his control, and he also uh, give protection to all his creation. all his creation or creatures that are under his control. And everything he created, of course, under his control. So he is Al-Muhaymin. Okay, so it's not just about taking control, but also to about giving care and protection. Okay, so nothing is hidden from him. He is the knower of everything, of every secret, and he also has complete guardianship. So this is Al-Muhaymin. He gave complete guardianship to all his creatures. So Al-Muhaymin related to the quality of being in control and the quality of giving a guardianship, okay, that lasts for eternity, okay, so it's uh, forever, okay, it's not limited by any means. This is Al-Muhaymin, and we can understand this from the story of the people of the cave, because Allah took care of them and gave them complete guardianship. No one guarded them but Allah. No one protected them but Allah. Okay, so He also can be your guardian. Okay, and take care of you and give you full protection. Um, Allah is Al-Wali. He is sole planner and governor of all things. Allah waliyul ladina amanu. Allah is the ally of the believers. He gives them full support, full help. He is so helpful and he is the master of all. He manages everything for their benefit, for their interest. Okay, based on his judgment, because he is Al-Alim, so he knows best what is the best for them. But just to trust Allah Al-Wali that He will do what is good for you. Okay. Also Allah is As-Sami'. Allah said in the Quran, أبصر به وأسمع. So Allah is Al-Basir and He is As-Sami'. As-Sami' means He is the perpetual hearer, means the permanent hearer. He can hears everything in any time and forever. Okay, he pays attention to every supplication, listening to all who all creatures asking him, whether they speak loudly or in secret, whether they speak French or Arabic. Okay, so Allah hears them all. So just to trust Allah as-Sami' that He is hearing your supplication and uh um He will respond immediately. Okay, but He knows best what is the best for you. Okay, so He may delay the answer for you. He may give you um full immediate answer at the moment. He may just delay the reward for you. So you are the winner in all cases, whether he will give you what you asked for, or he will give you what you asked for in the right time, or he will rewarded you for not answering your dua or your supplication, and just to make sure that this is good for you. Okay, Allah knows best. So he's also Al-Basir. He says everything, and even it's so insignificant, okay? So small. He knows everything and he sees everything. Nothing hidden from his side. He has knowledge of all things surrounding you, whether in the heaven or on earth. He fully aware of all details. His sight encompasses all things. He sees what is truly within you. Even he sees what is inside you. So just to make sure to purify your heart in order to um, um, to be good inside out. Okay, so now let's move to the to-do list. After understanding the meaning of these 5 verses, what should I do? What does Allah want from me to do after understanding these few verses? I just need another sister to read. Sister Bilqis, Sister Amina.
السلام عليكم أستاذة.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Okay, please go ahead.
To believe, what should I do?
Yeah,
To
just
believe
read.
in Allah's prophets, to reflect on Allah's signs, to be a good example to get the reward for those who will follow, to rest assured and trust Allah's plan, as Allah, who is all-knowing, sustains my affairs, not to perform salah in a place that has a grave, to take the people of the cave as my role model, to trust Allah's plan as He could turn matters out, to flee to protect my religion, seeking Allah's refuge, not to debate or argue about things I have no knowledge about, not to pay attention to things of no benefit, either worldly or spiritually, to talk only based on knowledge and certainty, not to talk about the unseen based on ignorance and guesswork, and attribute knowledge to Allah alone.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. So, what should I do after understanding the meaning of these 5 verses we have just recited by the beginning of this class? To believe in Allah's promise, okay? Because Allah told us that we will be resurrected, so we need to believe in Allah's promise that we'll be resurrected. And even those people who didn't believe in the concept of resurrection, they started believing and increased in certainty when they saw the people of the cave. So we need to trust Allah's promise related to the idea of the resurrection and every promise, of course, Allah gave us to in the Quran. Also to reflect on Allah's signs. We are surrounded by many signs. Allah gave the city of the people of the cave as a sign for the concept of resurrection. So think about every sign around you related to the mountains, the stars, the sun, the plant. Okay, just to take them as signs that remind you of Allah and His power and His ability to do magnificent things and so on. So you need to reflect on Allah's signs and make them as a reminder of Allah's power and Allah's ability. Also to be good example to get their word. Think about the people of the cave. They were a good example who flee to protect their religion. So they get the reward of those people who come after. Any people who come after and flee for the sake of their religion, they will get the reward because they were a good example for this concept. So I just want you to be a good example to get the reward for those people who will follow you in wearing a hijab, in wearing um, uh, good clothes that matches the criteria in our deen. So just to be good example for something so that you can get the reward for the people who will follow you. Also to rest assured and to trust Allah's plan, okay? Who is all-knowing. He knows everything about your affairs and He does what is the best for you So just to trust Allah's plan and rest assured that He is doing everything for your own benefit. Okay? And not to perform salah in the place that has a grave, as I told you, this is forbidden in Islam, and to take the people of the cave as my role model in the idea that they flee for the sake of their religion. They just take the cave as a place to protect their religion. They flee for the sake of their religion. Okay, so do something for your religion like the people of the cave did. They left everything behind them. Okay, I also need you to trust Allah's plan as He could turn matters inside out like He did for the people of the cave. He changes the norms of these people. Think about the sun we mentioned last time and the people He saved them from protection of any harm. Okay, so Allah made um, give guardianship for those people, so He could turn matters out and inside out for you if you become one of Allah's ally, al-wali. Okay, so not to debate also on things you have no knowledge about, as we said, to not to pay attention to things that has no benefit either in this dunya or in the hereafter, and to talk only based on knowledge or certainty. Don't give fatwa, okay, based on ignorance. No, just to say Allah knows best if you have no knowledge, and if you have knowledge and certainty on something, you can talk. Not to talk about the unseen based on ignorance and guesswork, like the people of the book, and just attribute knowledge to Allah, just to say Allah knows best. Okay? Would you please continue, Sister Bilqis?
Not to be stubborn or argue about unimportant issue. To only seek a fatwa from a sheikh, not any unspecialized person. Not to give fatwa for anyone based on uncertainty, speculation, or ignorance. Not to say, I will surely do that, without mentioning the will of Allah. Not to be among the negligent and remember Allah when I forget Him. To ask Allah to help me and guide me to what is right and protect from falling into error. To try hard to seek Allah's guidance. Not to depend on people of the book as a reliable source of knowledge. To depend on Allah in my protection and guidance. To show patience, satisfaction, and pleasure with Allah's religious decrees. To follow Allah's commands and heed His prohibitions.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. So, as we said before, don't indulge in arguments about important issues or issues you have no knowledge about. Okay, and to only seek fatwa from sheikh, not any unspecialized person, just to seek a fatwa from sheikh, and not also give fatwa to anyone based on uncertainty or what you think, okay, based in ignorance. Not to say I'll surely do that without mentioning ولا تقولن لشيء إني فاعل ذلك غدا إلا أن يشاء الله. So don't say I will surely do that without mentioning the way if Allah wills. Not to be among the negligence and remember when I forget Him. Remember Allah when I forget Him. So I need to remember Allah every now and then. And even I forget, I say, Inshallah, Allah will not make me forget again. Okay? So ask for Allah's help and guide to guide me and to protect me from falling into error because I cannot save myself. Don't think that you are in control and you can protect yourself from falling into bad things and so on. No, you are just being guided, and Allah can deprive you from these benefits anytime. You need to ask Allah to keep you on the right path, to keep you steadfast on the right path, to guide you always, to protect you from falling into error and mistakes and so on, and to overlook your sins. Okay, you need also to make you need always to make dua and to try hard to seek Allah's guidance by going through the path of guidance and by stick to the two sources of guidance as I have just mentioned. Not to depend on the people of the book because, as I told you, they are unreliable source of knowledge. Okay, so don't they take them as a reliable source because they are unreliable source. Um, to depend on Allah only in my protection and guidance, and to show patience, steadfastness, to show patience and satisfaction means the content and pleasure with Allah's religious decrees. When Allah decreed for you 5 obligatory times, don't they say, I just can perform 2, I cannot perform the 5. Stay patient, okay? Keep yourself a patient and train yourself on doing them because Allah knows what you really need. Okay, so you really need the 5 obligatory prayers and even extra. Try to be patient in training yourself in extra acts of worship because this is for your own benefit. You also need to be satisfied with Allah's decrees, like fasting, like performing a hajj, like paying zakah, because as I told you, this is for your own benefit, and even you need to perceive these religious decrees with pleasure, because you know that Allah, who is all-knowing, is the one who decreed for you to do this. So He knows best what is the best for you. So that's why we need to follow Allah's commands and heed His prohibitions. When Allah instructed us to do so, we should say, سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We heard and obeyed. When Allah told us don't to do this, we say, we heard and obeyed. Okay? Now it's the time for learning a good dua from Sunnah, in which in which the Prophet ﷺ is asking for Allah's guidance. اهدني لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنك. When those people say this is have like argument about things and I don't know which one is right, I need Allah's guidance at that moment. So who would like to read the Arabic text first? Okay, I can read for you the Arabic text and I just need a sister to read the English text. Okay, Sister Safiya, would you please try? If you'd like to read, which one would like to read, Sister Safiya?
Yes, I would like to read, Ustaza.
Go ahead.
Just the dua in Arabic, right?
Yes.
Okay. اللهم رب جبرائيل وميكائيل وإسرافيل فاطر السماوات والأرض عالم الغيب والشهادة أنت تحكم بين عبادك فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون اهدني لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنك إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. O Allah, Lord of Jibrail, Mikael, and Israfil, great angels, creator of the heavens and the earth, knower of the seen and the unseen, you are the arbitrator between your servants in that which they have disputed. Guide me to the truth by your leave in that which they have deferred, for verily you guide whom you will to a straight path.
Great, mashallah. So again, we need to learn this dua. Allahumma rabba Jibra'il wa Mika'il wa Israfil, فاطر السماوات والأرض عالم الغيب والشهادة أنت تحكم بين عبادك فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون اهدني لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنك إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is seeking Allah's guidance, calling upon his Lord, Lordess of Jibra'il, of great angels. So he is full power and he is the creator of the heaven and earth. So he's starting his dua by praising Allah. And we can learn how to put dua from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is starting his dua by praising Allah. Then he asked what he wants. He told him, you are arbitrator. أنت تحكم. Okay, you are the arbitrator between your servants in what they have disputed. Okay, in the matter they are in disagreement. Okay, so guide me. Here is the dua. Guide me to the truth. Guide me to the truth by your leave, by your permission. Okay, so he's asking for Allah's guidance in what people have differed, in which they have differed. Okay, for verily you guide whom you will to a straight path. So you cannot be guided unless Allah guide you, because it's all about Allah as well. And you're asking Allah to guide you to the straight path. This reminds us of what? Of Surah Al-Fatiha, when Allah required us to recite each obligatory rak'ah, I mean each rak'ah in each obligatory salah. So we recited it around 17 times a day in the 5 obligatory prayers. We say اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, guide us to the straight path. So it's so close to this dua. Okay, because why Allah required us to recite it such a huge number daily? Because we need Allah's guidance every second. Okay, because what if we lose Allah's guidance? We lose this life and the hereafter. So we need to make tadabbur on these verses we have just recited. I need to ask myself, do I reflect on Allah's signs around me? If I did so, what will happen? What will gain? What will I gain? What will I lose? Okay, so what will I gain? Allah will increase me in insight and in certainty. When I think about Allah's signs around me, Allah give me more insight and give me more certainty. Okay, I also need to ask myself, do I humiliate myself to Allah seeking His pleasure, like the people of the cave who humiliated themselves to Allah and asking for His guidance and so on? If I do this, the more you humiliate yourself to Allah, the more Allah will grant you a higher status and higher rank. Okay. I also need to ask myself, do I seek refuge with Allah, like the people of the cave who sought Allah's refuge? So what will I gain if I do so? Allah will grant me refuge and cause me to be a means of guidance for others. Okay, so I also need to ask myself, do I indulge in arguing about things of no benefit? You know, women, especially women, talk too much. So we need to ask ourselves these questions, especially the last one. Do I indulge in arguing about things of no benefit? what will be the consequence? I'll waste my time and damage my relationship with people for no good reason, because I will gain nothing from this arguments. Okay? So I need also to say inshallah. Do I say inshallah when speaking about the future or something I intended to do in the future? And if I forget, do I mention it later when I remember or not? So mentioning the will of Allah will make things easier and bring us barakah, blessings, and also it's a means of seeking the help of my Lord. Okay, so I need to work on this. If I have a problem with this, I never, and also never ever distort the meaning or change the meaning of this word. Don't tell your children, inshallah, I will give you candy tomorrow. Don't take this candy from the shop now and I will buy it for you tomorrow. And you didn't. Or you didn't intend even to do so. Okay? So don't change the meaning of this word inside the mind of your kids, please. I also need to ask myself, do I exert all efforts to seek Allah's guidance or not? You see, the people of the cave did everything. They make dua, they took steps, they made everything. So I need to take steps, exert all efforts to seek Allah's guidance. So what will be the consequence? Allah will guide me, for sure. Allah will not let you down if you seek His guidance and take steps. And He will give you divine aid that help you do the right thing in all your affairs. The final thing I need to do is to make dua. Make dua to give you guidance. Make dua to help you keep steadfast on His right path, on His straight path. Keep you away from indulging into arguments that carry no benefits. Make dua to make you a good servant or true servant to Allah, and seeking alone His pleasure alone. Okay, not the pleasure of people. Okay, make dua to make you stick to the sources of guidance like the Quran and Sunnah, and make you steadfast on sticking to them. Okay, to give you guidance on reflecting on Allah's signs. Okay, so we need dua every now and then. Now let's move to the last part we have today, which is the Tazkiyah plan. As we said before, Tazkiyah plan consists of two major parts. The first part is about At-Tathhir, which is about the shortcomings I need to purify myself from, and the second part is At-Tatwir, which about the qualities I need to cultivate or adopt. So I need someone to read the first part of Tathir. Who would like to read? Sister? Yeah, please go ahead. Fatima, Sister Fatima, go ahead.
Tazkiyah purification plan of Tahrir cleanliness to stop feeling sorry for past hardships and calamities. So, calamities focus as Allah is the All-Knowing. To stop distorting the use of Insha'Allah when I speak about things I do not intend to do. To purify myself from anxiety and worry about things. To start fulfilling one of Allah's commands like that. To stop debating on or taking about unimportant things. To speak without knowledge and give people fatwa. To stop seeking fatwa from the public.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. We'll stop here for some comments related to At-Tatwir. So At-Tatwir, I need to stop feeling sorry for the past hardships. Some people, when they have been um, struck with calamities and hardships or hard times, they started questioning Allah's decrees and say, "Oh Allah, why have you did so for me? I was a good person and I loved you, so why did you make my child die, or why did you make me ill or something like this?" So I need to stop feeling sorry and questioning Allah's decrees, because Allah knows best and knows what is the best for you. You may not be fully aware of the reason, and this is what we will know also from the stories happened between Al-Khadir and Musa in Surat Al-Kahf. So uh, Allah even told you, don't question everything if Allah didn't tell you about, because you are a servant. You should know your status. You are a servant. You should just say, we hear and obey. Okay? You should just ask yourself what Allah wants from me at the moment. What should I do? Not what Allah should do, because Allah knows best what is the best for you. Okay? So don't question Allah's decrees, just to say Allah knows best. Okay, be satisfied with Allah's decrees, and even when you know Allah's better, you will be pleased with Allah's decrees, even it goes against your expectation, because you know that Allah does everything for your own benefit, and He knows everything good for you. Maybe you will be struck with harder tests that you will not bear, but Allah knows your capacity and knows that you can bear this test and you will be rewarded for it. Maybe if you are tested with another test you will not bear, and you will ended up become atheist, for example, may Allah forbid. So don't question everything, don't be feel sorrowful for past hardships, and just trust that Allah does the best for you. Stop distorting the use of inshallah, as we have just said. Purify yourself from anxiety and worry about things, because everything is in Allah's control. You don't need to worry about anything. To start fulfilling Allah's commands, like you can just guess. Not just a guess, I mean, you know what commands you need to fulfill. If you are not wearing hijab, you need to fulfill Allah's commands related to wearing hijab. If you are not performing the obligatory prayers, you need to fulfill Allah's commands regarding performing the five obligatory prayers, because this is one pillar of Islam. If it if one pillar of Islam, if you fall short in doing one pillar of Islam, this means you are under threat. Okay, so I don't want you to put yourself in such a situation. So just to think that of the commands of Allah, you need to fulfill and do it, to be like the people of the cave who do everything they can do for the sake of Allah to protect their religion. Also, stop debating on unimportant things, okay? Like, as we have just said, don't indulge yourself on debating about unimportant things that carry no benefit for you, either in this dunya or in the hereafter. No practical benefit, so stop debating about it. This is just a waste of time, and it corrupts your relationship with people. Also, don't speak without knowledge. You need to purify yourself from speaking without knowledge. Stop speaking, because you will be held accountable for every word you say or every fatwa you give people. And you, as an asking person, stop seeking fatwa from the public. You need to go for a specialized sheikh to ask for fatwa. Would you please, sister, continue the development part with التطوير?
التطوير, development. To rely upon Allah in all matters, including my protection, my guidance, etc., To see, inshallah, when speaking about my intention to do something in the future, to develop the sense of watchfulness on the part of Allah when I stay alone, as He is the all hearing and all seeing. To start heeding one of Allah's prohibitions, like dash, then to show patience, satisfaction, and pleasure with religious decrees, to draw upon Allah's guidance by taking practical steps.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair. So number one, to rely upon Allah on all matters. As I told you, we can do nothing for ourselves, not to mention our children. Okay, so we need to rely upon Allah in everything, in all our affairs, to sustain our affairs, to protect us, to guide us. The list is long. Okay, we need to ask Allah for everything. Don't say, oh, okay, I don't want um, to bother Allah for so many requests. No, Allah loves it so. Allah loves it to hear your voice asking for as many things as you can. Okay, so just ask Allah for everything. Allah loves it to hear your voice. Um, to say inshallah when speaking about things I intended to do in the future. Don't distort this word, please. To develop the sense of watchfulness, just to make sure that Allah is watching over you. He is with you even if you are alone in your room and no one can see you. Don't do haram things. Don't watch a haram movie or haram clips or something like this because Allah is all hearing and all seeing. Okay, he أبصر به وأسمع. Okay, so he is all hearing and all seeing. So you need to practice watchfulness and this is al-ihsan. You know what is al-ihsan? In the hadith, um, I think you come across this hadith with teacher Asma. أخبرني عن الإحسان قال أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فهو يراك. So الإحسان, excellence, is to worship Allah as if you see it. Because if you don't see it, He is seeing you. Okay, He's watching over you. So you need to be mindful of this. Also, to start heeding one of Allah's prohibitions. Tell yourself, I will stop doing this sin for the sake of Allah, as the people of the cave stop living among these idol worshippers for the sake of Allah. Just avoid one sin and write it down and do it for the sake of Allah and see how Allah will appreciate this and will reward you for this in this dunya and in the hereafter. I also need you to show patience, satisfaction, and pleasure with the religious decrees. When Allah is inviting you to meet Him 5 times a day, this is for your own benefit. So don't show that you cannot do so or this is like an overburden for you or something like this. No, you need to be patient, to be satisfied, and even pleased to meet Allah throughout the day. Think about kings, how hard it is to take an appointment with them. Even it's impossible actually for the public. So this is a pleasure. It's our pleasure to meet Allah. So why people waste these opportunities to meet Allah and to ask whatever they want and so on? So we need to appreciate these opportunities and even thank Allah for giving us this opportunity. I also need to draw upon Allah's guidance. By doing what? How can I draw upon Allah's guidance to bring about Allah's guidance? Many things. Stick to the Book of Allah and to the Sunnah of the Prophet. Take practical steps to attend the classes in Sunnah and in learning about Sunnah and in learning about the Quran and see what Allah wants from me and start doing it. Okay, I need to take a step, to take practical steps. That's why we put things in point to be practically um, easy to be applied. Okay, so hopefully you take this seriously and start writing down this list on your notebook in order to act upon them. So this is the end of our class. Hopefully you find it beneficial. Do you have any question? Hmm? Do you have any question? Yeah, thank you for Sister Sophia for writing down lessons of Surat Al-Kahf. Protect your deen, make dua, tawakkul, tadbir. What do you meant by tadbir? Tadabbur, you mean? Saying, sorry? Sister Sharifa, would you like to say something?
Just want to thank you. I really enjoy your lecture, Ustad. Last week I joined your class. That's why I have looking forward to come today. To be honest with you, I have a lot of things benefit from your class. Barakallahu fikum, Ustad, and shukran for your time and patience.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan, kathiran. Thank you for your kind words. Sister
Ustaza, I was saying about planning and execution, like how the people of the Kahf, they made a plan and they went to seek shelter in the cave. So we can't just sit and hope everything will be done for us. We need to put in one step, one effort, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of us from there.
Yeah, great, mashallah. Very good insight. Thank you for your input. So saying, yeah,
Jazakallahu
just
khairan
to make sure
kaseeran,
you are,
Ustaz.
آمين وإياك. Okay, let me continue your last saying, inshallah, when you really intend to do so, don't to argue over that which doesn't concern you or that have no benefit for you. Importance of good companionship. Yeah, we will talk about this next class, inshallah. This is the ending lesson from Surah, from the story of the people of the cave. Corruption of the elites. Actually, not all elites. Some elites are good, and even those elites become good after that long time. But and even the people of the caves themselves were among the elites. They were the young children from kings, and they were from A class. Okay, so however they left everything for the sake of Allah. So not all elites are not good. Some of them are good, some of them are not. The highest authority and the knowledge and power belongs to Allah. Yes, of course, the day of resurrection is haqq. So prepare for it. Yeah. Every Friday, I read this dua after two sunnah of Fajr prayer. It's good. Which dua, Sister Safiya? We can read this dua as
اللهم رب جبريل وميكائيل أستاذة.
yeah, great, mashallah. Okay, we can read this dua as istifa. Can you read this word? Istifa? Istiftah. Istiftah, yeah. Yeah, it's one of the dua of istiftah. Thank you, Sister Safina, for your kind words. May Allah keep sending you His blessings for your good and hard work. Thank you. May Allah put more barakat in your time. Thank you, and you too. Yeah, may Allah increase us in knowledge and benefit us. I cannot continue attending. Okay, Sister Faida, no problem. Yeah, excellence, al-ihsan. Yeah. Yeah, Sister Sophia, you are talking about planning and execution. Some elites, yeah, become arrogant and corrupt, yes, and we will go through the صاحب الجنتين, the owner of the two gardens and how he was arrogant because he has two gardens and so on. So yes, some of them are arrogant and some of them are not, like Qarun, the powerful king that we uh, will have by the end of Surah Al-Kahf, inshallah. So Jazakumullahu khairan um for your question and for your reading and so on. And see you next class inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Okay, see you next
وفيكم
class.
جزاك الله خير.
آمين
وفيكم
وإياك.
جزاك الله خير وبارك الله فيك أستاذ.
آمين يا رب
السلام
وإياكم.
عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا أستاذ.
وعليكم السلام
جزاكم
ورحمة
الله.
الله وبركاته. وعليكم جزانا وإياكم. Thank you all. See you next class inshallah. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم
وعليكم
السلام.
السلام ورحمة
عليكم
الله
السلام ورحمة
وبركاته.
الله وبركاته أستاذ.